can say I will never lose flow again. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making sure that we never lose flow again, at least for 72 hours. During this whole hurricane situation, Bulk Reef Supply threw out a code. They knew I had been looking at that Ecotech marine battery backup. Finally, the discount was too good. I couldn't pass it up, so I picked it up. If you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications on. We got new fish videos every single week. Tank is looking super duper dirty, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody's thriving. We got the frog spawns, the hammers, doing good. Let me tell you that iodine has made a humongous difference. The season's greeting is almost completely back. The Monty up there is doing really good. For once, the Gani's that I put in the tank didn't instantly not open. Thriving too. If you guys are having those same bleaching things that I was having, granted, if it's not due to your lighting, consider checking out your levels and seeing where your iodine's at. I'm telling you that iodine has taken my tank to the next level and has solved all of my bleaching problems with those things that were having issues. Anyone that has a reef tank knows that the pretty much worst case scenario is losing power. Your corals need oxygen to survive and the flow moving around, and they need lights. So no power means no flow, no lights. You have to have a backup. In my tank, I run an Ecotec MP10, so I picked up an Ecotec battery bank backup, which my MP10 controller plugs directly into. With this, if the power goes out, at least my MP10 will stay running and keep some flow in the tank at least for a good amount of time. If you don't run Ecotec products, it is okay. You don't have to get this battery backup. You can look into things like there's actual bricks of battery backups that hold charge and you can plug any plugs into them. Look into some sort of battery backup system so that way you are prepared in case of power outages. So we finally picked up the Ecotec Marine battery backup. This thing is so freaking heavy. I was not expecting that, but we're going to open it up. I've had this thing for like 2 weeks now and I just haven't set it up because I was waiting to do it with you guys. I also really didn't want to organize the cabinets, but I guess now we just have to. Let's see what we got. So we got some sort of power, another power. Huh. Power bank. I honestly wasn't expecting this thing to weigh so much. Wow. Look at that view. This thing is so freaking heavy. What in the world do they got in here? Batteries? There it is in all its glory. The Ecotec Marine battery backup. This thing is pretty sweet looking. But it's like, you would never think it was as heavy as it is. Like, this thing has to be at least 15, geez, at least 15, 20 pounds. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm gonna look it up. Look, I told you, 16.5 pounds. This is the only manual that comes in there, which I kind of love, that it's not like a humongous booklet. Looks pretty simple. Check this out. With the MP10, actual hours may vary due to operation conditions and battery cycles. I can run one unit for 72 hours. Pretty sure BRS did like a test of how long they can actually run. That's still good to get you through 3 days in case of a hurricane or something like that of no power. That's good. I mean, you gotta worry about the light situation, but at least this solves one of the problems. These are the plugs that we are working with. You just connect the plug to this. That's pretty simple. I think I could do that. Connect the power supply to the battery backup. This guy. I don't necessarily want to take this off because of where I'm putting it. So I think this has to go on the bottom. That's not that great. I wish that was on the side. I don't know why this is on the bottom. That makes no sense. That means you have to suspend it in order for it to be plugged in. I'm calling Bulk Reef Supply right now. If the plugs were just on the top, you could just plug it in and be done with it. So I'm trying to see if I could have it flipped, which is still kind of ridiculous, but at least that prevents me not being able to use it because I don't have the space to lift it up. I just got a Ecotec battery backup and I was trying to set it up and I realized that the plugs are actually on the bottom instead of the top. So I'm kind of wondering, can I flip it around so that way I don't have to suspend it, or can it be laid down, or?
I'll have to go and double check. I haven't had someone ask that before. You want air to passively run around all the sides if possible. It's just for the
Okay, so lay it down. Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright,
Have a good one.
you too. How has nobody called to ask that question before? I don't know. Maybe we could temporarily do it like this until I can figure out where to mount it. But in the meantime, before we get any farther, I want to give a massive shout out to today's video sponsor, 7 Seas Aquatics, based out of Cape Coral. They were the glasses and workshop sponsor at Skelly Fest. The backdrop with the lights, the checkout bar, the merch, they got it all and it's super dope. 7 Seas has a state-of-the-art facility in Cape Coral. Like, I have to make it up there to check out the place myself because it is just insane. With this recent hurricane that hit the coast, they actually lost power for 9 days. I can't even imagine keeping all those tanks and all those corals alive for 9 days, let alone like one tank, you know what I'm saying? So super happy that they are out of that power outage and they are back up and running. I will drop the address to 7 Seas Aquatics in the description below. If you guys are near the Cape Coral area, I definitely recommend checking it out. You probably already heard of it if you're in the area because like, just look at the place, it's incredible. They also have a YouTube channel where they post some educational content, some behind the scenes of doing stuff at the store, their tanks, all that kind of stuff, just aquatic content in general. So make sure you guys check it out. I will drop a link to all of that in the description below. Let's get back to the content. All right, so placing this guy, I had originally intended to place it behind the lights back there, but now that it has to be laid down, that will not fit. I could potentially move some stuff here and lay it down, but I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I can't put it on top of this because it's too freaking heavy. Man, this is tough. Honestly, this disaster down here is why I didn't want to set this up. I just did not want to deal with this, but I guess we got to do what we got to do. Might as well start taking this stuff out. This right here, guys, changed the game. I think this will work. Look at that beautiful space for this thing. That's what I'm talking about. Where I'm going to put all this? No idea. But that's a problem for future Bianca, not present Bianca. Get this guy in here. God darn it. Weighs a freaking ton. This guy will reach, I think. Yes. Plug this guy into the outlet. Bottom one is the one that gets the, okay. They really make sure that thing is snug in there, I'll tell you what. Jeez Louise. They also include the plugs to go to the pumps, so might as well just plug that guy in here now too. Alright, so that way we can run this up. Oh look, looks like we got power! Okay, maybe I just leave this like this and pick it up another day. Nah, it's okay, let's keep going. Connect power supply to the battery bank, done. Connect the pump to the battery backup and test functionality as specified on the back. Alright, so we gotta get these wires up into here now. Alright, we got one. Probably should have checked if I had any outlets left in here. That would have been a better idea here. But you know, we do stuff kind of backwards around here. This little, gosh, I don't really want to break it. I set it up with Velcro. Goodness. Ah, there we go. Alright, so right down there is where this has to be plugged in. Okay, so I'm plugging this thing in like all the freaking way, and it still looks like it's about to come out. So like, I'm pushing hard, I don't want to break something. Is this normal? If you guys have this set up, like, drop a comment and let me know because I'm not sure and I don't want to push it too far. Look at how much that one on the left is sticking out. And I push it and it does not even go into how the middle one is. It doesn't come out necessarily, like, it's snug in there, but it's just like, what in the world? Like, why wouldn't that go all the way up? I don't get it. Anyways, now that it is plugged in, we can test the battery backup and we can know if it's working or not. I saw the power going to it, so the thing is, when we unplug the MP10, it should continue to run. So I think it's this middle one. Fingers crossed. And it says when you unplug it, that the power indicator on your Vortex controller will show the amount of charge remaining in the battery. Low, 100. Hey, we had 100, baby. So it works. Now I can say I will never lose flow again, at least for 72 hours. The good news is I had one more plug, so it was enough, but the bad news is I had to, in in order to make it work, I had to switch this big plug, which is for the doser, to this side, which therefore didn't let it fit in this container anymore. So that is my temporary setup. I need to get maybe a bigger box, or I'm not sure. I gotta do something there to get that back in there. But it is plugged up and everything is working. The battery is red, meaning it is charging, I believe. What battery backup? Ha! Boom! That one back there, baby! Never even know. I ended up using the box as like a storage bin for all the stuff that I had in there, so keep that in one place. It feels great to finally have a little security in place and at least keep the flow in my tank going in case of a power outage. One super important thing secured. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on when I mount that thing. I do wanna do it pretty soon because while they said you can do it, it didn't seem like they were too sure that it should stay like that. So I do wanna get it mounted pretty soon within the next week or so, and then from there we have to reorganize the cables because now it was all clean and situated and now it just does not fit in that box. So, renovations on the Red Sea Max 250. Anyway, that was way more tiring than I anticipated. I'm happy that it's finally installed and I can just keep an eye on it now, make sure everything goes good. If you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button and turn those notifications on. We got new fish videos. I have a nano tank and a frag tank, so there's different content every single week. I think we might be going to a frag swap pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Big shout out to 7 Seas Aquatics for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure you guys check out their state-of-the-art shop in Cape Coral if you guys are in the area. You do not want to miss this store. It's incredible, at least from what I can tell from pictures. I gotta go in person. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.